Gotcha. Okay, so we are called to order at 5:32. First order of business is approval of minutes. Um, is there a motion? Yes, Carol.
Seconded.
Okay. All in favor of approving the minutes?
Okay.
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, terrific. Next order of business is the RFP. So let me share my screen. Okay, can you see it?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay. I've really made no changes since last time we talked. You know, tomorrow at Board of Selectmen meeting, I'll present our presentation, and at the same time, I will tell them that this is available, and you know, I will be sending it to them the next day if they want to proceed.
Okay. What time again is the meeting tomorrow?
Meeting's at 6:30. We are
6:30.
item number 3 on the agenda.
Okay.
So,
All right. And is that is in the conference room up at the town hall?
correct.
Okay.
You didn't send the RFP stuff in?
Not yet, no. Oop. Oh, Cynthia's in, okay. So Cynthia's joining shortly, all 3 of her.
I had trouble
Hi,
getting
Cynthia.
on. I don't know.
Okay. So Cynthia, we have already approved the minutes and talked about the RFP.
Recording.
So Carol, to answer your question, no, I haven't sent this to them in advance. You know, I do want to get some backup. I want to get some feedback from them on whether or not they want to go forward. I don't know why they wouldn't, but you know, I'm sort of think that it goes in order here. Tell them what we're thinking, provide them with information.
I'm not going to assume.
Go ahead. I would just suggest that you bring copies of the RFP suggestions to hand out
Okay.
to Bob and Gina and Paula as you're talking about it.
Okay, I certainly can do that.
Yeah, obviously the ultimate decision and how it's written is up to the town attorney, but at least we can say to them, these are the things we're considering and we'd like included.
Okay, certainly can do that.
The town attorney has the final say?
Not on whether or not we do it, but he will be writing it, I would presume.
Right. My understanding as well.
Okay. Let's see. Next order of business is the composter rain barrel program. So, so this is what you know, Don had wanted to progress with this composter program, and the way that this works is that there is a company that Scrog has worked with, who essentially provides composters and rain barrels for sale. And Scrog will actually pay for the setup of the store, and the guy will deliver these, you know, whatever's pre-ordered on the day before pickup day, and then we just hand them out.
Sounds straightforward.
Pardon me?
It sounds straightforward.
It does sound straightforward. So there are some hiccups, of course. in that, so we need to set a date, and the two dates which I've proposed so far are May 17th and June the 7th. And the issue that comes up right now is that the guy who's running this says he doesn't know what his prices will be because he doesn't know what the tariffs are going to be. So he must be getting them from somewhere else
Yeah.
and will have to be paying tariffs on them. So, it sounds like it can be a little bit loosey-goosey in terms of how this progresses. But right now we don't have a plan completely in place because we don't have a store. I know that Guilford is doing the same thing, and so they're sort of in the same waiting uh, position that we are. Woodbridge did this last year, and so I talked with them. So they had drop off at Massaro Farm, um, and what I understand was that there are a lot of parts, and so what we have to do is ensure that if you buy something, you get all of the boxes that go to your particular composter. Um, so there may be a little bit of exercise that we need to do, to make sure people are getting what they order. I don't know how many we will actually sell. You know, I would be surprised if we sell more than 10. But if people can, if this works for people and they want to do it, great.
So where are we
So
gonna sell them?
they'll be sold, it will be online, and the pickup will be at the airport. And what Don wanted was it to be some Saturday, which corresponded with one of the flea markets. So,
The flea markets start
beginning of May.
Yeah.
and they go all the way through October.
So, but as was pointed out last week or a couple weeks ago, it's probably better to start your compost in the spring as opposed to starting in the fall, because winter composting doesn't go very fast. So,
Are we gonna advertise this anywhere around here or is Scrog doing it?
I think we'll have to, do some advertisements, if we want to put it on a Facebook page or, we certainly will have space in the bulletin.
If
We can,
if we get a flyer, I can put it up in the library.
yeah, flyers we can put out. But, so it will be that kind of, I think probably the Facebook type strategy will be best. I don't have a Facebook account. Who does?
I do.
Was that you, Cynthia?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm
So
Um,
can we put it on the Town of Bethany site?
We certainly can put it on the Town of Bethany site, absolutely. So yeah, so um, it seems like it will be reasonably straightforward, not a lot of work. Um, so, but until we get an understanding of what prices are, then we have to sort of be on hold. One of the issues which
not working.
I'm sorry. One of
What-
the issues
What
which
if we
came up.
start, what if we start putting it out on Facebook? Exciting composting opportunity, get your composters here, watch for prices coming up soon. Start that kind of thing.
Until we have some sort of agreement, because it may turn out that he just bails if the
Oh.
tariffs are bad. That's what I'm a little bit concerned about, because
Okay.
this is a one-man shop.
Okay,
And so, if, tariffs put him out of business or, severely compromise what he's able to do, that's something that we have to be concerned about. So rather than start and pull it, I'd rather make sure that we have something in place.
How,
what's the name of the company?
I think it's called Brand Builders.
how late do you feel as if we could leave making a decision? Could we leave it 2 or 3 weeks before, like the earliest date, the 17th, or?
He said, so I asked the question of when is the last day that somebody can purchase? And what I got back from Pam was like a day or two before.
Right. I was talking about the advertising. How late?
Right, but you know, it's not like they have to buy it a month in advance. You know, they could buy it up to, you know, a couple days in advance.
Okay.
So you're right. I mean, if we work back and say, okay, if we start our advertising campaign 6 to 8 weeks in advance, you know, that would be mid this month, actually, mid or late this month for the May one. But until I get some more information from Pam that this is actually going to be a go. One of the things which I did see was, you know, I looked at the ones that he's selling and compared it with, you know, could I buy the same thing on Amazon? And the prices that he was selling for, at least at a particular event in New York, and what I could buy it on Amazon were about the same.
All right.
So it's not like we're getting this great deal. So
Except we're
um,
providing a service to
we're
people.
providing a
Mhm.
service, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, we're here at this time and date, and you can pick it up when you need it. And Cynthia will teach everybody how to compost.
Yes, I would love to. Do you think maybe during the month of May we'll have like a Saturday? Or do you think maybe we need to open up to maybe 2 Saturdays? In case everybody can't go to one?
So, so the first Saturday, so the Saturday the 17th. So here's sort of what I was thinking. Saturday the 17th, Saturday the 24th is Memorial Day weekend, so that's a bad Saturday. The following Saturday is the carnival, so that might be a mess, although the carnival doesn't start till later. And then June 7th would be the one after that. So I was trying to avoid both Memorial Day and the carnival. Carol, you might know, you know, what is the airport facility like during the carnival day?
The place near the horse things is where they set up a lot of the rides and things like that. The parking is all done in the soccer football field, and the flea market, it still goes on that morning from 6 till 12 or 6 to 1. People start coming to the carnival, you know, 5 o'clock. They come for dinner 4 or 5 o'clock. But we'll be out of the, I mean, we could do this from, you know, 8 till noon or something, or 8 till 10 or whatever it may be, how many we have. So I don't think that really matters. I'm wondering if it's worth having a booth at something like the carnival or somewhere, or even at flea market, but it's a Lions charity, so we'd probably have to pay for, I don't really know, just to tell people about this, just as another way of advertising. I'd like to get more than 10 if we're gonna do all this, and you know, but and my concern also is like what Mark was alluding to is when is this guy gonna find out, and how much lag time are we gonna have to let people know about it? People aren't
I'll
gonna look at it and decide immediately to go
I'll
ahead
check
and
in
do
with
it.
Pam tomorrow and find out
Okay.
what her timing is. So
Okay.
So
yeah, I mean,
does it look like we don't have enough information to move forward? Is that what we're saying?
right now we don't have enough information to move forward because we don't know. I mean, we don't know what the prices are going to be. So
Yeah, I suppose we couldn't take the current prices and add 25%.
or it might be 35%.
Oh, it might be
if they
35%.
come
Yeah,
if they come from China, who knows? So, and you know, is Amazon raising their prices also? Because you know, it would be wrong of us to propose this if it's going to be 25% more than what I could buy it on Amazon.
That would be awkward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll reach out to Pam tomorrow and find out what we know and when we're going to know more. So
We also are talking about, apparently the same company does rain barrels. Are we
Hmm.
doing anything with that?
they can the website that this guy sets up will have everything you know, anything that you wanted to buy. You know, so it would have composters of different sizes, rain barrels of different sizes, composting equipments, you know, all of that's available. And, you know, you just say, okay, you know, I want one of those and one of those. And he will deliver a pallet of stuff and, you know, and he'll give us a list, you know, and we just give it to them if they're on the list.
For marketing purposes, would it be easier just to stick with the rain barrels and the composters? I mean, they're basically the same thing, really, and just offer those 2 items.
So, see if I have where I have a copy of the,
I mean, if we're advertising for one, it's really just another line of text to say we do a rain barrel as well.
let me try and find,
Hmm.
let's see.
Is there a minimum he needs to order in order to deliver?
Yeah, I've asked that question, and the answer was no, but he really wants at least 5. But let's see, I'm trying to find if I've got an example of the store. Let me just.
Hmm.
Going over to another computer here.
What was the name of that textile company that we were talking about that takes all that stuff?
It's called Helpsy. HELPSY. Okay, now let's see if I can do this.
Cynthia, if you don't mind me asking, did you get your job?
I did, yes.
Congratulations.
My new job starts March 12th.
Okay.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Great.
That's terrific.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I'll be over at West Campus.
That's
So
pretty big.
maybe I'll see you over there, Carol. I saw Carol one day leaving the office. I was headed over to another location and I'm like, is that Carol? Is it Carol? Yes, it is. It's Carol.
I'm amazed anyone bumps into anybody else over there, to be honest.
I'm sorry, my camera's not working.
That's okay.
I've tried a bunch of things, but I'm about to hand this computer back into work shortly. So, yeah, I don't know. I've tried a bunch of things tonight and it's just not working. It doesn't matter what I do. If I have a
And we
We'll
have,
get a new one, right? So
yes, well, hopefully, I don't know.
we have a hard ending at like 6:30.
Okay.
Yeah,
So,
my daughter's sick today, so I won't see you at that one later. But
Okay. I have to go.
this is
Oh, here we
this is an
go.
example of what the website would look like. And you know, you can just go through and look at what the various options are.
Oh,
I guess it makes sense to have just give people the website, because if everybody wants to order stuff that goes with a composter, he'll deliver it.
And then I just saw this on the website.
oh, there's a worm bin on the bottom. That gray
There was a
one.
worm, there was a worm bin, yes. But the Canadian product prices may increase. So That's where we're at right now. So that's what it would look like, and ours would look similar to that.
Is this the town of Bethlehem, Connecticut, or somewhere
It's
else?
actually Bethlehem, New York.
Oh,
Okay. Other questions on that before we get to the town code? Okay. So let's go to the town code. Because Will Britton had asked me to, for our committee to review the town code. Let's see. Let's go back to here. Share. Here. Okay. And have you seen this?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Anybody have any thoughts on this?
The bins were pretty small initially, but it also says in there that they can also, have the ones for the automated trucks in there, or basically whatever else they decide. So it still falls under the code because they already sort of have an exception built into it. But I think the thinking was that initially people were going to come around by hand and pick up pretty small ones, or whatever would be used with an automated truck.
I actually didn't see that.
Yeah, I did. I looked at it today. Let's see.
So it would be under this one.
Um, let's see. Definitions. Under refuse containers.
Okay.
That they are not over 30-gallon capacity, except that commercial establishments may provide for a large covered container designed to be emptied into a refuse truck. B.
But we don't, this isn't commercial refuse. I
Oh,
mean, that
yes,
would-
yes, sorry. And the containers for household garbage are 20 and 30, right?
Right. Yep. So, I mean, that's the first piece, is that our current ones are 96.
Yeah.
So,
we could just say no greater than 96. The standard of collection for household garbage shall be no greater than 96-gallon containers. But in that way, we can have small ones if we ever get them.
oh, you haven't gotten yours yet?
No.
Oh, I did. Okay, so here's what happened. Let's see. The one day, I had my garbage can out on my driveway. And I went out, I came back, and the can was sitting on the side on a snowbank with my garbage still in it. And I said, well, that's really odd. And so I asked my wife if she had moved it, and she said no. And I looked in, and there was still garbage in it, and it was the smaller bin. The smaller bin is 64 gallon.
Yeah.
As opposed to 96, so it doesn't really look that much smaller. But it fits easily through my side door into my garage, which the other one didn't. But so we need to find out who's gotten them. But so Carol, you and Mark have both ordered?
Correct. And actually, I can check with my father-in-law and my wife's aunt. I got 4 of them. 1, 2, 3, 3 of them. So
Yeah, I actually didn't put my name in, Eric. I was just waiting to see if we would actually get them.
Oh, okay. Well, let me Well, I'll ask Jen to reach out and say who's gotten them.
And it's an extra fee for the smaller one?
No,
No,
but there is a limit to the number of that they would give to the town. And that
Mm.
limit was 7% of the town.
Hmm.
So, but just looking at it, Mark, it's not necessarily it doesn't look that much smaller.
I'd like to think I would notice, but now you've got me curious. I'm going to have to go out and check.
So it has a different code on it than the other one. So each one of these is barcoded.
Right.
And so if you wrote down your barcode of your old one, it would have a different one.
is it a different color?
Hmm.
Nope.
No, oh, I've seen
No,
some
I
that I
mean,
thought were different colors. Maybe not.
nope. It's the same. And as I said, it doesn't really look that much different. The difference is it fits through the door, through a
Hmm.
standard size door, and the other one didn't. So if you keep it outside, then you might not notice, but
Yeah.
I'll ask Jen to check and see whether or not.
Yeah,
But
they were just
nonetheless,
supposed to drop them off, and I don't know if they were picking up the old ones. What happened to your old one? Your
it was
96
gone.
pound?
It was gone.
Oh,
So what clearly happened was some guy was driving around, taking the trash out of the old one and putting it into the new one, and then taking the old one away.
Hmm.
Hmm.
So,
yeah, that's what they said they were gonna do, is drop them off at people's homes.
yep. So I'll check with Jen and find out what's happened here. Okay. But the question is, so we did something which was not consistent with our code. Um, and basically that just means we ignore our code? Or how does this work? And Carol, you're our legal experts.
Well, I suppose, we could have challenged the, uh, agreement and say it was a violation of our code. I guess we could still do that and say the contract should be null and void because it's a violation of our town code. But who's gonna do that?
Yeah, that would
I don't
not
think
go well.
anybody talked, I don't remember at the town meeting when we talked about this, that anybody brought this up.
Hmm.
I
No.
think they just would have said, well, we'll change the town code.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, so this is something I'll talk with Will about. But I guess Will is on the
Yeah,
committee, the code committee. Okay, other pieces that people looked at and said, huh, how about that?
An awful lot of verbiage in there.
Hmm.
Well, I think what happens is this code is pretty standard for the entire state. And then you can make changes to it as you wish. So I don't think this was originally written for Bethany. I think it was originally written for Connecticut. And over the years, pieces have been changed.
I guess if we're gonna change recycling, well, this is solid waste, but if we change things at recycling, we should think about changing it in here. You know, what we can recycle and how it's done and,
So one of the things which um, I guess we need, which isn't really, so I don't know when these were originally written, but Connecticut actually has mandatory recycling. And so there are a series of things that are required to be recycled. What the Board of Selectmen has is the authority to do an enforcement program. And that's something that we don't have in our code, is who actually can set up an enforcement program for recycling. And I don't know what, I don't know what it would look like, but, you can't, there's not a voluntary recycling program because if you read the state code, it's mandatory. So, I think that is something that we should be aware of, is that that voluntary recycling program isn't really accurate.
But we can
Well,
indicate.
it's tough to be mandatory if there's no enforcement.
Well, that's true.
But we can
Um,
indicate that it's mandatory pursuant to state law, state statutes. And then this is probably something, I mean, if we ever want to change the town code, it doesn't have to just be done in this committee or right now. Anytime something needs to be changed, it has to go before any town committee, town meeting that we have. And it's usually in May, we have the budget meeting. So we have time with all the other things we're doing. I don't know that you want to do this right now, but we might have time to go through this, rewrite them. I confess to you, I haven't gone through this with a fine tooth comb. And especially as we start to define how we want recycling, if we really are going to get people who are going to pick up every item individually, we can at least allow for that in the future. I mean, nothing in here prohibits that right now,
right.
but if we want to write it specific to Bethany, we certainly can, or we can leave it rather generic so that things can be added as technology changes.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I'm not suggesting that we say what are the things which can be recycled. It's just that, that a voluntary recycling program is not what is anticipated by the state laws. So, the first thing that we would, the first, I mean, so where did this come from? This came from the code committee reaching out and saying, hey, we're reviewing the code, would you guys look at the solid waste recycling ones? And so, they're going through, they do it on a regular, I guess they meet about once a quarter or so. And, so I'll talk to Will and find out exactly what he wants, but there are some pieces in here which are inconsistent, shall we say, with what we currently are doing and what the state law says. So,
So I think we can all look at it in more detail and change it.
okay. So yeah, so the voluntary, the enforcement, and then we're still working on it. I'll chat with him about that. Let's see. I also said, just as something that we've talked about, is that the Board of Selectmen can put a schedule of fees in place for using waste disposal. We have not done that, but currently we can. So if we were to say that, if you want an extra bin, it will cost you an extra number of dollars. That is something which is anticipated in the code right now. So,
Okay, well, that's good. I mean,
Yeah.
the more general you write this, the more you'll be able to make it the way you want it for your own town.
right. Okay, so we'll move this on to the next meeting's agenda, but I'll talk to Will in the meantime and sort of get a little bit more color around this. Okay. Let's see, stop the share. Okay. Other business. So I'd sent out a doodle about this, about a field trip to
Oh, yeah.
the MRF. And
Materials Recovery Facility.
yeah. And so I didn't hear from a couple of you, so we still haven't scheduled that. I don't know, Carol, Cynthia, do you guys want to go, or is that not something of interest to you? It's fine if you don't.
The Berlin one, I would love to go, but I don't think I'll be able to do it like midday on a Monday. I think that's what the possible,
There were a number of days, but I mean,
yeah,
for
they're,
people are working, it
yeah,
is difficult.
it's
When do you start your
tricky.
new job?
I'm starting the new job on Wednesday, March 12th. My last day in my current job is Tuesday, the 11th.
So it may not work for you,
Yeah.
regardless of what day we pick.
I mean, I'd like to go. I can certainly go. The reason I didn't respond is because every day I don't know what it's going to bring. My mom isn't doing well, so I'm just we're playing a waiting game here. So, but if you pick a day, afternoon is better usually. I have so much stuff scheduled in the morning. I mean, maybe we can call and just see if someone could see us next week or, you know, the week after or
So
whatever.
we've got the day that we've still got available would be March 18th, the afternoon one.
Ugh, okay. I have to be in Wallingford at an event at 4:30.
This looks 2 to 3:30 is what
And
I'm
it's at,
guessing that the tour would be about an hour.
okay, I'll just come dressed. Okay.
Okay. So Keith, you want to set that up?
So for the 18th at 2 o'clock?
The 18th for the 2 o'clock.
Okay.
And this is in
Berlin,
In Berlin, yeah.
Okay,
Connecticut.
yeah, get your passports out.
That
Yeah.
would be a real field trip.
Okay. Other business. Anybody have anything else that they want to?
Is everybody going to the selectmen's meeting or?
Yeah, I'm gonna go tomorrow.
I'm gonna try and go as well.
So 6:30, and we don't know when we're on the agenda though, do we?
We're at 0.3, so probably 6:35.
Yeah, it goes pretty fast.
Okay. I have nothing else. Our next meeting would be on March the 17th. It would be in person. And then
Sure, someone bring beer and Irish soda bread. Okay. I think we should meet at New England Brewery on that day, Eric. I don't know.
That's not a bad idea.
go there after if you wish.
There you go.
We're green.
We agree.
And then after this, I think all of the meetings will move to a monthly meeting, and they'll all be in person. So you know, I just had wanted to do the the twice a month to prep for the Board of Selectmen so that we have something to tell them. And now that we've got that in place, I think that we can, once they give us direction on how they want us to proceed, I don't think we need to meet as frequently. We can always add in extra meetings as needed. But so.
Okay, so who's gonna make the motion to adjourn?
I'll
I'll
do it.
Okay, there's a motion to
second it.
adjourn. Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, all in favor?
I.
Aye.
Okay, opposed? Okay, well, we will see you all tomorrow, and if we don't see you tomorrow, we'll see you on the 17th
All right.
with
Perfect. Thank
soda
you.
water and beer.
Night.
Okay,
All right. Thanks.
good night.
Bye.
Bye.